Welcome to your moral science class. So children, today we are going to study lesson 10, that is Helen Keller and inspiration. Okay? Helen Keller and inspiration. Inspiration means what, children? Inspiration means the process of being motivated by someone to do something great, something nice, you know. So, and the person who motivates you, by whom you get motivated, that process is called inspiration. So, Helen Keller has been the inspiration of many young people to do something different, something great in life. As talking about Helen Keller, this Helen Keller was the first deaf and blind person to achieve Bachelor of Arts degree, which is a very big achievement in itself. Okay, and the story, Helen Keller has also written a book whose name is My Story of My Life. And in this, the story is being narrated about Helen Keller and her teacher Annie Sullivan. Okay, so in this chapter we will study about how Helen Keller has overcome her physical disabilities which she has, and how she has overcome, and she has done great things in her life. So children, you all open page number 41, chapter 10, Helen Keller and inspiration. Helen Keller was born on June 27, 1880 in a small town in Alabama, USA. So she was born in USA and the date was 27 June 1880. Her parents were Captain Arthur Henry and Kate Adams Keller. So the parents' name Arthur Henry and Kate Adams Keller were her father and mother. When Helen was a young child, she caught a terrible fever. So she suffered a very high fever, very bad kind of fever when she was very young. The fever would have killed the child, but Helen fought through it. So you can say that Helen was a warrior from her childhood. I mean, that fever was so severe, so terrible, that if any other person would have been there, the child would have died. But Helen Keller was such a warrior that she fought with that high fever and she survived. When she recovered from fever, her parents discovered that Helen could neither see nor hear. They were broken-hearted, but they felt that Helen would be all right. So obviously the fever was so severe that she overcame the fever. She recovered from that fever, but the side effects that fever left was that Helen became blind, and she could deaf also. She could not see and she could not hear anything. And when any parents will come to know that their child cannot see or hear, they will be very broken-hearted. Broken-hearted means they were very sad, they were very shocked too when they came to know. But somewhere they also knew that our child is not just simple normal child. She is such a warrior, and they were sure that she will overcome, she will fight against this, and she will be alright someday. As she could not hear or see, Helen used her senses of smell and touch to understand what was going on around her. She followed her mother around all the time, holding on her skirt. Soon, she learned to recognize people either by touching them or smelling them. She recognized some of her father's friends by the smell of tobacco. Although Helen Keller could not see or hear, but she used her other senses. Her sense of sight and sense of hearing was disabled, but other senses were working. She could smell, she could touch, these senses were intact. So she used her other senses, she made her other senses strong, so that she can recognize, or she can communicate her things through other senses. So she was she was walking all the time holding her mother's dress, whatever she was wearing, a skirt and all, and then she learned to recognize people by touching them. Okay, this person is wearing skirt, so this is my mother. This is wearing this person is wearing shirt and trousers or whatever, so this is, it can be my father. And smell also, this is the smell of my mother, this is the smell of my father. So she started recognizing people by that. And maybe some of her father's friends were using tobacco and all, eating tobacco, so she could, when she used to smell the tobacco, she understood that this is my father's friend. By the age of 7, Helen communicated with her family with the help of signs which she invented. If she wanted certain food items or a drink, she expressed sign to her parents. And as she was growing up, when she became 7, although 7 is not a big age, Helen communicated. Communicated means the way of, conversing, telling things what she wanted and all that. So she used to communicate with her family with the help of signs, although it means she cannot speak, she cannot see, so she was using certain signs to tell that if she wanted something, she would invent the signs of her own and she used to tell to her parents. Helen started to express her frustration through outbursts. Her parents then decided to hire a tutor who could help her. But as she was growing, she was knowing that she is not able to communicate in the way other people are doing. So she was very frustrated. Frustrated means the feeling of being upset, very annoyed, irritating. So she was becoming very frustrated. And outburst. Outburst means sudden release of, strong emotion, maybe anger or sadness. So she was releasing her strong emotions in her gestures, in her behavior. So her parents thought that, okay, we will hire a tutor. Tutor means one who teaches, tuition and all. They give tuition, they teach the children in a certain subject, particular subject. So they thought that they will also hire means to means appoint them, to give them, employ them, give wages to them. That is hiring in return of money. Some people may come and they can teach you something. So they thought that they will hire a tutor who could help Helen in communicating in a better way. They did not hope that the tutor would understand her well, yet their love for her daughter made them try. So although they were not sure that what a tutor will, how well the tutor will understand their daughter, but still for the welfare of her daughter, for the benefit of her daughter, they hired a tutor. The tutor they hired was Annie Sullivan, who was partially blind. Annie soon realized that Helen was unruly because she could not communicate. So the tutor's name, the teacher who came to teach Helen, her name was Annie Sullivan. Okay, and Annie Sullivan herself was partially blind, means she could not see much, although she could see but not very clearly. And when Annie means came to teach Helen, she understood that Helen is means not very disciplined, not easily ruled by her, and she could not communicate properly. Slowly she began learning alphabets and acquiring the ability to communicate with others. She was taught how to use the sign language for getting water. Now Annie started teaching Helen, and gradually she started learning alphabets and all what the blind people they learn. And Annie Sullivan started teaching her sign language. For example, if she wanted water, how she will tell. This was very tiresome experience both for the teacher as well as the learner, because see, she cannot see, she cannot hear, so it is not a very easy thing to teach. Okay, so it was very slow and very tiresome, means it's a very tiring thing that again and again and again you have to teach the same thing until the student learns. So obviously it is a tiresome for both the teacher as well as the student. Annie would mark the symbol of water on Helen's hand and then show her a water pump and let her feel the cool water on her hand. So how did she teach when she wanted water? If she made symbol of water on Annie's hand, obviously on Helen's hand. Obviously, Helen would not understand what Annie is making, and then after making that symbol, Annie would take Helen to a water pump and then made her feel the cool water on her hand. So repeatedly she did the same thing, and then Helen understood that okay, this symbol means water. So Annie did this over and over until Helen understood what Annie was signing was water. After about 2 years of work, she began to talk in full sentences, and see the result. They worked for 2 years and they worked very hard, both the teacher Annie Sullivan as well as the student Helen Keller. And after 2 years, Helen could talk in full sentences. That was a big achievement. Helen's parents were amazed at the progress she had made. Obviously, Helen's parents did not expect such a nice result, such a great result. So they were very happy to see Helen's progress. Annie had suggested to them that she must go to an institute for the blind so that she could get into a college. So this Annie Sullivan, she convinced her parents that they should send Annie to a institute, means a learning center, so that she could learn something and then she could go to a college. After much persuasion, her father agreed, and Helen and Annie left for the school for the blind. So after much persuasion means to induce to do something, means protsahan, you can say in Hindi. So means Annie persuaded the parents, and then the parents finally agreed, and they agreed to send Helen and Annie to go to institute. After spending about 6 years in the school, Helen learned how to read Braille. So they were in the school for 6 years, and after 6 years, Helen learned to read Braille. What is Braille? Braille is the special writing for blind. Like obviously, blind people cannot just read the book. Understood? So they have the special alphabets in which the alphabets are little raised kind. Okay, and they just touch the alphabet and they understand what it is written. So that special writing for blind people, that is known as Braille. So Helen was means it was a very big achievement. Achievement means something which is done successfully, something achieved. So Helen was an intelligent girl and her aspirations were limitless. Obviously, she was a hard-working and intelligent girl. She could understand things so well, and her aspirations means goal, her aim was limitless, means it has no end, it has no limit. She wanted to do more and more and more. In 1894, she was admitted to a school for deaf in New York. Now, after 6 years in New York, she was admitted to a school for deaf. After completing the program successfully, she went to college. When she passed out of college in 1904, Helen's hard work bore fruit and she topped her class. So after completing her school, she got admitted to a college, and in 1904, when she passed out college, she was so hardworking and she worked so hard for her studies that she finally topped her class, and it was a big achievement for her. She graduated with honors. Her parents were proud of her. They were grateful to Annie Sullivan, her tutors. Means she topped, obviously she got honors, means she topped her class, and it was all because of the hard work of Helen Keller as well as her tutor Annie Sullivan, who guided her so well right from the childhood till her college life, and it was a great part of her teacher Annie Sullivan in Helen Keller's life, in her success. So her parents were very, very grateful to Annie Sullivan, who inspired her so much. Once out of college, Helen wrote her first book, The Story of My Life. With the proceeds from the book, she was able to buy her own house. Now, after she was graduated and all, so she wrote a book whose name was The Story of My Life, and this book was such a huge success this book was. It was sold, so many books were sold that with the money she got from the selling of books, she bought a house. Helen kept writing her life and experiences, especially her relationship with her teacher Annie Sullivan, became the inspiration for an Oscar-winning documentary and a stage play that ran for 2 years continuously before a packed audience. She did not stop after writing her first book. She kept on writing, and especially her relationship with her teacher Annie Sullivan, because there was so strong bond between Helen Keller and Annie Sullivan that it became the inspiration for many people that yes, if Helen Keller could do this thing, why not we? She could not see, she could not hear, and then also she has done so much in her life. So we can see, we can hear, so we can also do many great things. So she became an inspiration for many young people. So whatever she wrote about the relationship of between her and her teacher Annie Sullivan, it became the inspiration for an Oscar award. It is an annual award given to a performer or actor, director or film that are worth getting for this. It is a very high award. It became an inspiration for Oscar-winning documentary. Documentary means it is a movie or the story. It is based on official documents, not fictional. It is real story. So, and also a stage play was done, which ran continuously for 2 years, and every time the hall was houseful. So it was a great thing. Her life story became the theme for a movie that won for its lead actor an Oscar award for the best actress. And not only this, the actor who performed the Helen Keller role in the movie, she got Oscar award for performing Helen Keller's character. So that was another great thing. Helen Keller visited India and had discussions with Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. So she also came India and she met the then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. She was later awarded America's highest civil award of Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1964. Highest civil award, it means that it is given in recognition of exceptional service or performance in the field of human endeavor. Okay, when they try to do something, that is the highest recognition award that is given. So she got this highest civil award of Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1964. She died in 1969, and finally she died in 1969. Her mortal remains were buried by the side of her teacher Annie Sullivan in the National Cathedral in Washington DC. So when she died, her body was buried by the side of her teacher, because all through her life she was very much attached with her teacher. So after her death also she was buried by the side of her teacher's this dead body. Thousands of people visit her resting place and praise her courage for winning a terrible war on her physical handicaps. So after her death, means many people used to visit her resting place where she was buried, and they used to praise her for the great deeds she has done and her war on her physical handicaps. During Helen's adulthood, she was a very religious woman, means she was a believer in God. She travelled throughout the country telling her life story to others in the hope that they would not lose faith and never give up when faced with a challenge. And she also used to encourage people that I can do, then you can also do. You should never lose hope in life. You should, fight your life with courage. Even today, Helen Keller is an inspiration to many young people. Long after her death, students enact on stage her life and deeds of courage. So now also Helen Keller's character is so strong that many people, they enact, means they portray her character on stage and try to tell people how courageous, how brave and how inspiring Helen Keller was, and we should also follow the path of Helen Keller, and we should never lose hope in our life. So students, you should also never lose hope in your life. Never think that I'm unable to do this this thing is very tough, it is, I cannot do this thing, I cannot work hard, I cannot top the class. No, nothing is impossible. If you are determined, if you want to do something, you can achieve anything in your life. So nothing is impossible. The word impossible itself says I am possible. If you write this word impossible, see, this word itself says I am possible. Okay, so nothing is impossible. Everything can be done with dedication and with hard work. So hard work is the key to success. That's all for today. Thank you.